to go to the restroom just because we have time.
All right. Is that my water there? I love it. Have a variety. Yeah, I hear real good. Anne-Marie's not here right now.
The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
Final day of Big 12 regular season women's basketball. We are in Lubbock, Texas at United Supermarkets Arena, where TCU and Texas Tech are set to square off. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside two-time WNBA Coach of the Year, Dan Hughes. And Dan, last time these two teams met, TCU came out on top, but the bright spot for Texas Tech was the play of Ivonne CookTaylor.
Yeah, Ivonne really arrived in Fort Worth. She did a great job of creating her own shot. She has such athletic ability. She has maybe the best 2-foot stop in the league, jumps up, elevates, creates space, fun to watch.
As for TCU, they have come to rely on the steady scoring presence of A.J. Alex.
Boy, A.J. has just elevated in the second half of the season. She's done a great job of taking her game to another level. Athletic, good in the open court. She gets in the lane readily. She has the ability to stop and score or distribute.
TCU known for being able to shoot the rock from the perimeter. The question today, what is the pace going to be? Both of these teams can turn you over. Will they convert? We're going to take you through lineups and then tip right after the break.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the United Supermarkets Arena for tonight's Big 12 matchup between the TCU Horned Frogs and your Texas Tech Lady Raiders. At this time, we ask you to please rise, gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem performed tonight by Whiteface Elementary School.
Definitely, if it's in there, it's low, like on the other.
The following is a presentation of Fox Sports. The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
Final day of Big 12 regular season women's basketball. We are in Lubbock, Texas at United Supermarkets Arena, where TCU and Texas Tech are set to square off. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside two-time WNBA Coach of the Year, Dan Hughes. And Dan, last time these two teams met, TCU came out on top, but the bright spot for Texas Tech was the play of Ivonne CookTaylor.
Yeah, Ivonne really arrived in Fort Worth. She did a great job of creating her own shot. She has such athletic ability. She has maybe the best 2-foot stop in the league, jumps up, elevates, creates space, fun to watch.
As for TCU, they have come to rely on the steady scoring presence of A.J. Alex.
Boy, A.J. has just elevated in the second half of the season. She's done a great job of taking her game to another level. Athletic, good in the open court. She gets in the lane readily. She has the ability to stop and score or distribute.
TCU known for being able to shoot the rock from the perimeter. The question today, what is the pace going to be? Both of these teams can turn you over. Will they convert? We're going to take you through lineups and then tip right after the break.
Good.
Is this still up for you?
All right,
Sounds good. Have a great show.
do it. All right, guys. Here we go. Last regular season.
Welcome back to United Supermarkets Arena, Big 12 Women's Hoops, the Horned Frogs and Lady Raiders. Let's take a look at the lineups. TCU on top, going with their usual suspects. One freshman in Kiana Ray, Jada Butts leading the way. As a senior, Kara Willie also getting the start, the other senior on the team. As for Texas Tech, they're going with a slightly smaller lineup. They are going to use Laren Brooks, the junior. Sometimes she comes off the bench, sometimes not. But Coach Candy Whitaker likes what she brings.
Yeah, both these teams looking for a little momentum here, Anne-Marie. You know, wanting to play some good basketball heading into this weekend's Big 12 tournament.
Well, take us through your keys, Dan, speaking of.
Well, efficient three-point shooting. Both teams rely on that. Both teams need to rebound offensively better. That could be a separator. And don't create offense for the opponent. Value the ball. Those are keys that I think both teams will lean on heavily to get a win tonight.
Turnover from TCU to start things off.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch these teams. But both these teams will play multiple defenses. You can see Coach Peebley right there employing her team to get in the full court in the 2-2-1, it looks like.
We say Caldwell bringing it up. All the way to the corner now. And plenty of space, open room, and Garante scores.
Well, you can see she's a north-south driver, gets in the lane right there. Tech is going to be more interested in getting in the lane to score.
How about the takeaway? Caldwell looking for help. CookTaylor on the corner. Garante speeds inside. And around short.
Yeah, Lady Raiders will push the ball. TCU will push the ball. This is a game that will have a lot of flow going up and down.
First shot for two. Last time these two teams met, TCU started off cold shooting. 0 for their first 11. So far, they made a couple of trips. Nothing's fallen yet. Meanwhile, for the Lady Raiders, CookTaylor.
Boy, Ivonne is one of those players that in transition, on the move, can stop on a dime, elevate, and finish. Just a great example of what you can see a lot of her, a great mid-range finisher.
Back out to Butts for 3 off the iron. Brooks all of a sudden found herself in space.
Yeah, Brooks doing a great job of centering the ball. TCU never got the ball stopped, and Brooks is the player that's being rewarded, put in the starting lineup here. She can really shoot the heck out of it. That you saw her get all the way to the basket. TCU is a team that does a lot of perimeter things. You've seen them drive right there. They really spread you out. They have some really outstanding ability to catch and shoot. The Lady Raiders will really have to extend defensively.
We'll see if they do. Texas Tech off to the start. 6-0 start. The foul is on Garantes.
With both these teams coming off a game on Saturday, one-day preparation, knowing the Big 12 tournament's coming up, knowing they're probably going to meet again in the Big 12 tournament. Not probably, they will.
They are in the first round.
In the first round. So it's a unique situation, but both teams looking for good basketball. You can see Coach Whitaker right there. Both of them understand they want to be playing good basketball today and carry that into the tournament.
Yeah, Candy Whitaker in her 4th season as the Lady Raiders head coach. She knows about postseason, back-to-back Sweet 16s as a player. And yep, you prepare for TCU today, knowing you're going to have them again on Friday. Butts at the line makes 1 of 2.
Well, you can see TCU also extending defensively. Both these teams rely on the three-point. So you're going to see early pickups. You're going to see a lot of pressure, on the perimeter because they both rely on the three-point shot.
Taylor trying to get free.
Well, I love the matchup over here. Caldwell and Alex. Over here in the corner of your screen right here. You can see Alex moving toward right there, number 4. That's a really good matchup of 2 key players.
Wow. And as she came for help, the delivery inside.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about Alex. She's a willing passer. She kind of knows I'm about making basketball plays. That was a good one right there.
Yeah, the first bucket for TCU, rewarded by Caldwell's 3.
Yeah, keep an eye on Caldwell. If you haven't seen her, that is definitely in her range. It's even farther. A highly skilled player for the Lady Raiders who can pass it, distribute it, and shoot it just about past half court.
Tori Thompson given space.
See the Lady Raiders, playing a little more perimeter oriented than I've seen them in the past.
In and out from CookTaylor.
Yeah, they're attacking. TCU have always seen them in a flow where they bring it down and they look to create play, just like Alex is going in right now.
A.J. Alex bumps, goes away.
That's a big-time finish. You get in there, 2-foot stop, elevate over a center. Alex has those kinds of abilities.
Yeah, Alex not especially big. 5'6".
No. But she's got the ability to elevate. She jumps well. She's got strength in her body. And this is a big-time play. She stops and starts. That's what I've seen her do. Takes a little bit of a hit, but is physically strong enough. Look at her separate. Love that concentration. What I've noticed about her is she's learned the art of changing speeds in the second half of the season. She's been able to show her quickness, but at the same time kind of keep the defense honest.
A couple of subs from Candy Whitaker, Brittany Brewer, and Zuri Sanders entering brings in big length. They started smaller, but they brought in length early from the corner.
Brewer right there. Keep an eye on her. I think she's got a bright future.
Caldwell again for 3.
That was almost in our lap over here. Caldwell's range is real. The pickup points for her are really extended.
Great quick ball movement from TCU. Pays off.
With Ray doing a good job of getting it inside. TCU does a great job with the dive. By that dive, I mean the post player going to the basket. Ray, great pass to find it.
Caldwell, quick shoot. With Alex right in front of her. And now it's the game within the game. Alex dishes. What a finish by Butts.
Yeah, this is when the Horned Frogs are at their best. when they can play out of their defense, running the floor, they have another notch scoring ability.
Well, the pace has been furious. Texas Tech, 3 for their last 3 from the field. They're holding court over TCU.
Get out of your seat and show off your dance moves for the Wreck of Fan Jam presented by Whataburger.
Welcome back. Big 12 women's basketball on Fox Sports. Texas Tech out to a quick lead. Taking a look at news and notes around the country. Kelsey Plum finally did it and broke Jackie Stiles' NCAA scoring record.
Plum, to me, has really kind of stepped forward into this year. And to me, watching her evolution from year to year and even how she's finishing her career, just constantly getting better.
Yeah, UConn, meanwhile, 103 wins. They keep handing it off. Texas, with 3 straight losses. Dan, a bit of trouble for them. They need to get that straight going into the tournament.
Yeah, they got a chance tonight. They're at Kansas State tonight. They got a chance to go into the Big 12 tournament with a win. But Texas had played such good basketball, and then, you know, you run into the schedule where it kind of hits you. But they can kind of get, you know, an opportunity for one game before the tournament.
And finally, the other note on there, I don't want to miss it, is Kim Mulkey with her 500th career win, a milestone for her.
That's amazing. A lot of all the players that have come through Baylor. I coached Sophia Young, who was part of her national championship team, and of course so many others. But Kim's just, that's amazing. 500 and the amount of time she's been there.
So that was a peek around the country. Meanwhile, back here in Lubbock, Rasay Caldwell, ball in her hands, hit 2 threes early in this first quarter to put everybody on notice. Don't give Rasay room. Here she is, corner, driving baseline, kicking it out, plenty of room. Okonkwo came to meet her.
Boy, what a pass by Caldwell. That was, she can shoot it, but she can pass it well. That was a great finish that didn't amount to any points.
Stripped as she's trying to go up, and Ivonne CookTaylor off the glass, battles open.
You know, the Lady Raiders scored on this out of bounds play. Brewer kind of set it up, bring it right down. Just a great job of misdirecting. As a freshman, she's just kept a player to me to watch, you know, maybe not at this point in her career, but at some point in her career, I think she's got some real upside. That was great misdirection, great setup before she made the strong cut.
Yeah, Brewer was successful, had one of her better games against TCU last time. She had 12 points in their first meeting.
Yeah. Well, just good offense by the Horned Frogs right here.
Whistle was before the shot.
Ball moves well. Whenever you see the drive to the lane, the kick, the pin down, the ball swung, all features of pretty good half-court offense right there. Ramirez, number 4, another good freshman to keep your eye on.
3 tech converge on her. Lady Raiders all over.
Yeah, they brought numbers.
Yeah.
They brought numbers to the ball.
Okomolafe ends up with the ball, and now TCU on the run. I'll tell you what, Dan, nobody's going deep into the shot clock in this game. This is quick pace.
No, they're both wanting to play up and down. Both not a lot of multiple pass possessions.
Inside, kicked back out, but turned over. A.J. Alex, Mercedes Caldwell decides to take a U-turn. Turnover yet again, nobody in front. Kiss off the glass, take a breath. There's Garantes. Wow. Heads up by the Lady Raiders.
And that's why we talked about valuing the ball early. Both these teams will go to another level if they can play out of their defense. And turnovers lead to points in transition. And both these teams really like to play with that kind of flow.
Yeah, TCU 3 turnovers in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That'll do it. And meanwhile, Ramirez batted away. That's the length of Brewer, 6'5".
Well, they're picking Ramirez up very high, but that turnover right there. Yeah, just playing in transition here, learning, jumping right. See, it's kind of like a do-si-do, you know? It kind of come out like, I'm not really good. Yeah, I am. I'm going to go get it. And it gets the deflection, you know, and like, these are both teams that are going to be aggressive. Now, in the pursuit of aggressiveness, they just want to take care of the ball. But the ball's kind of been thrown around for a period here.
Yeah, it has. The Lady Raiders 6 points off those 5 TCU turnovers.
Yeah, good minutes for the freshman right there as Coach Whitaker goes to the bench right here. This pace is going up and down. I got a feeling both coaches are going to use their benches today.
Yeah, Jada Terry came in for the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, keep an eye on number 4, Ramirez right here.
Rebound, how about that putback? The heads up for Bucks.
Hey, you know, we've been talking about some athletic players. Bucks let us know she needs to be in that conversation. That's a pretty athletic play.
She'll make you say her name.
Yeah. Boy, the ability right here, to, get on the glass right there. That's a pretty athletic finish right there. The ability to do that while in motion coming from it. Both these teams are going to shoot enough perimeter shots. There's going to be long rebounds to be had.
Jada Terry will shoot 2. She missed the first one. Terry struggles from the stripe, 45%.
Yeah. Key thing, because she's going to get there too.
The center transferred from Texas A&M.
With the Lady Raiders, kind of picking up in the full court, mostly back in their man-to-man type of defense. TCU able to, I thought TCU's spacing has been really good. Now they've had some trouble, passing and catching, but they're in position to do things if they can make some good decisions on where the ball's to go.
Yeah, if they can get it to fall. They're 1 for their last 5. Yeah. They get 1 for their last 6 now.
Yeah, that's a finish. AJ's got to finish when she gets in there.
Caldwell. Malafi. Another turnover.
Yeah, probably the best defensive possession in the half court for the Horned Frogs. You know, this is a day you're going to need to contain the dribble. They did that repeatedly, and that's going to be this type of game. I think both teams have athletic ability on the bounce, and you've got to keep the ball in front of you.
A.J. Alex for 3. And again, in and out. Nothing fallen for TCU. As I mentioned in their first meeting, it was similar. They were able to recover. Final seconds ticking away of the first quarter.
Just a 4-second difference. You're probably going to see this in a low shot clock situation. Maybe a little chance for an offensive rebound.
5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Inside. The foul drawn.
Yeah, good execution. Ended up in an overload situation. Able to feed the post over the top because you'd eliminated the backside help right there in the overload.
Olabode at the line going to shoot 2. Olabode hits the first one.
Well, I just love it. You look at the spacing right there. See how they've created movement, and now they got an overload situation. They were able to throw over the top. She made a good catch on that situation to finish at the basket. Got herself, didn't get the finish, but got to the foul line.
Quick action needed by the Horned Frogs. 7 seconds remaining in the quarter. A.J. Alex comfortable with it. 2 seconds left. And for TCU, tough sledding on the shots. 1 of their last 9. As for Texas Tech, hitting some long balls, moving it around a bunch. They have a 7-point lead at the end of the first quarter over the Horned Frogs.
In the United Supermarket Arena tonight. Absolutely, because they just won a $100 gift card from Bob Miller.
Texas Tech out-rebounded TCU, making the most of it. Of course, these two teams will face each other again on Friday in the first round of the 2017 Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship Tournament. If it started today, this is what the brackets would look like.
Boy, and a couple really interesting games if it plays out. Kansas State, Iowa State, great game, I think. Oklahoma, West Virginia, just looking at those, if it pairs up that way in the quarterfinals, boy, those are a couple really good matchups.
Well, there's still time to get tickets. The 2017 Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Championship is set for this Friday through next Monday at Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma City. Full and single session tickets are now on sale at big12sports.com/buy tickets or at the Chesapeake Energy Arena box office. Should be a great one. Will Baylor be able to do it yet again? They just won their 7th consecutive regular season title. And they are playing Oklahoma right now, looking very strong in that game.
Yeah, Brooks, good look on that drive. Didn't get it knocked down. Prime time real estate to finish from. TCU, you can see how they create the dribble drive. The ball moves from side to side, 3 HOs, pick and rolls, and threes.
And it pays off for them. That one, Jada Botts from the top of the key. TCU finished the first quarter shooting 1 for their last 9. You see in their first possession sharing the ball much more, moving it around, going deeper into the clock.
Yeah, you know, Brooks doing a lot of pick and roll in the middle right there. TCU causing turnovers.
Causing the turnover and converting on it.
Yeah, this is TCU's game. If they can create turnovers, they absolutely become more efficient offensively. And they almost play at 2 speeds. When they create a speed that they can play out of transition, they are extremely efficient.
Jose Caldwell, strong pass to the perimeter, 5 seconds on the shot clock, baseline drive.
TCU doing a good job of playing in the open floor. They're going to be incredibly efficient if they're allowed to get in the lane. If the Lady Raiders don't put a hit on that ball, by hit I mean a defensive player that stops it, slows it down, contains it, TCU will constantly find success in that phase of the game.
Laren Brooks is at the line. Converting. Great free throw shooter, 85%.
Just a great shooter, period. Really a good three-point shooter, and knocked down. If she's got time and space, she's navigated the pick and roll well here too. So giving her another element to score from in the half court.
Okonkwo spinning off the glass.
Well, I love that. Okonkwo. And she got a foot in the lane. You get a dribble drive and a foot in the lane. She had a good spin on that, but you're going to get some damage done if you can get into the lane.
TCU came roaring back, making some good moves and closed the gap. Texas Tech maintains the lead, but now it's just by 2. Texas Tech and TCU, final day of Big 12 women's basketball regular season, and it is senior day. Just one senior on the Lady Raider squad.
Yeah, you love those days. Coach Whitaker talked to us about her. You could tell how much she really appreciated her. And I love she brought her high school coach with her. I love that.
Ivonne CookTaylor, she's been contributing today. 3 rebounds already for her, but it's always teary-eyed when it is senior day, the celebration here in Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah. You know, TCU's kind of gained some momentum here in this last stretch. I think they've done a great job of defending and playing out of their defense, and playing with a flow right there, attacking the lane. Coach Peebly right there has been in so many close games this year.
Wow.
Just you were remarking today how many close games they've had to deal with.
Yeah, and yet they've come out on the wrong side of those games. And as a coach, Dan, I mean, that must kill you to have it be so close. They led Kansas State for 37 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was just the final couple of minutes that things fell apart.
Yeah. No, it does. You know, you keep searching, and that's one of the things about sports is you know, you learn the persistence you need to find the answer. Sometimes the answers don't come as fast as we'd all like them.
And an offensive foul this time called against Ivonne CookTaylor.
Yeah, both teams really extended defensively. That's why you're seeing so much play in the lane, because both teams are out at the three-point line, really creating opportunities for the dribble drive into the lane because they're so extended and concerned with the three-point shot.
And how about TCU leading the paint points advantage as they go to Okonkwo again?
Yeah. Okonkwo is just one of those players that you know, if she kind of gets it going and she gets active, and right there, that was a great pass by Alex, but her activity level has amped up a little bit. She's getting the ball more.
Yeah, AJ Alex already 3 assists.
Boy, just ball movement, but look at her work on that setup. She had it pinned. By a pin, I mean she had her hip, created angles, and Alex, a willing passer. And you got to have a good touch from the distance. She was just inside of 3. There's some air she had to put on that, so that's a good touch for Alex to make that pass.
And second consecutive Lady Raider offensive foul, so the turnovers now piling up. Tech 6 times turned the ball over.
Yeah, I think you can see Coach Whitaker right there knowing TCU to me has amped it up a little bit defensively. They're a little more persistence, a little more pressure on cuts, catches, and what have you. And so now the execution for the Lady Raiders has got to get a little more precise.
Yeah, the 7-point lead for the Lady Raiders erased as Okonkwo fouled on the shot.
Boy, the Horned Frogs are just going inside right now. They're going inside from a feed in the middle of the floor to post players consistently working for catches.
Okonkwo, a 77% free throw shooter in conference play. In comes Dio Alabodi for Texas Tech. Again, keeping the legs fresh, people moving.
Yeah, I think both coaches know they're going to play again. Both coaches are trying to get their teams ready. And by that means they're going to play some minutes for some players and make sure that they're getting, you know, opportunities to have a rhythm going into the tournament.
Wow. Just straight at it was Laren Brooks.
Yeah, talking about rhythm. If Brooks get into rhythm, you know, she can just be dynamite on those type of finishes.
Okonkwo recovers the loose ball. Second chance.
Brooks is such a good catch and shooter, but Caldwell knows how to deliver the ball in that situation. But that's a step back 3. That wasn't just a catch and shoot. You know, she had to kind of, but she is that good a shooter. You know, when you watch her shoot or warm up, you're just like, you know, does she ever miss? You know, she really is a great, you know, shooter in that situation. That when you got the step backs going along with the other things she's doing, it's usually going to come out for a pretty good day for her.
Yeah, and Brooks, meanwhile, she averages 8.5 points a game. She's already got 7. We're not even midway through the second quarter. That bodes well.
But for whatever reason, you and I talked about this, and I know there's no scientific proof, but every time I've done a game or been around her, she just shot the lights out of it.
Well, maybe it hasn't been studied scientifically. I mean, you need a whole control group for that. It's very involved in it.
She lit up when she saw us today because she kind of knows every time I see them, I shoot good.
How do you know she wasn't lighting up for me? How do you know that?
I said us. I said us.
I knew what you meant.
I love players like that.
Again, Caldwell delivers. And for the three. TCU as Ramirez comes around, closed off on the drive. Torrey Thompson starting to rain from the outside.
Yeah, it really is. Both teams making use of the three-point line. Thompson really setting up well. Both teams really moving the ball and searching for that opportunity to finish at three, and both teams pretty efficient so far at three. Boy, Caldwell, she's so clever. You know, she really understands angles well. When she kind of gets you on her hip, she just kind of creates space, and you're landlocked. You're not going to get around her.
So for Caldwell, you're talking about how clever she is. Of course, coach's kid.
Yeah.
You know, that high IQ. Her father, Ray Caldwell, an assistant.
Yeah, on the staff, right.
Fantastic AAU history for Rasay Caldwell as well. But when you get a high IQ player like that, lifts the whole team up.
Yeah. Well, and you see right there, Coach Peebley talking to Ramirez. She's going to follow that kind of track too. This is a high IQ young freshman. Had to battle a little injury in her first year, but McDonald's All-American, got a lot of future, you know, especially with health coming back into her for a full season.
Yeah, the first McDonald's All-American on the Frogs roster, right? I mean, the number 11 overall recruit in the nation, but you mentioned the injury. She did miss 7 games with an injury.
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking at Caldwell, who was also a McDonald's All-American. So we have two recruits, pretty highly sought-after recruits here playing at TCU and Texas Tech. For another.
The foul's on Brittany Brewer. Her second foul. They've both been offensive.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me that the difficulty has been with the post players screening. You know, both teams, and especially TCU, has amped up the ball pressure, and it causes you to go a little faster, but the post players have just had a hard time getting legally set for the pick and roll screens to be executed.
Okonkwo.
Great rotation right there. Okonkwo here, seeing it. Look at the rotation. Sets up good. Looks clearly outside the restricted area. Set up beautifully. Look at that. That picturesque charge right there. You know, able to get there, braced herself for the blow, got her feet set. You know, had no angle, so no misconception by the official. Great job defensively.
And as a result, Okonkwo sits down. That was her second foul.
Yeah.
Rasay Caldwell keeping an eye on the shot clock. 6 seconds remaining. Changes speeds, comes in.
Horned Frogs really solid possession on the basketball. Now playing in transition.
Data Butts, and it's swatted away by Garantes.
Yeah, Butts really off to a strong start this game. Really attacking nature. Look at her going by here, getting in the lane. Kind of saved it with that rotation from the backside.
And as Garantes swats it away, the foul is called on Olabode. Butts' second trip to the line. She was 1 for 2 last time around. Daya Olabode sits down because that was her second foul.
Yeah, both teams probably going to be conservative, sit players with 2. It wouldn't surprise me at all with 3:50 to go in this game, and I think both teams really going to their bench liberally in this first half.
Is A.J. Alex out right now? Tori Thompson guarding Mercedes Caldwell. Caldwell makes a move inside and one.
Big time north-south drive, took the hit, had just a beautiful angle. Look at her get right down there, and she created just a little contact. You see it just a little bit right there. See, just a little bit. Then when the second contact came, she just kind of separated, went up in there, had great vision of the finish, and usually an excellent free throw shooter. Caldwell's fun to watch. She does a lot of really, really clever things with the basketball, and that includes bringing her teammates into the equation.
Meanwhile, the foul situation for TCU not looking great as Tori Thompson takes a shot. Thompson with 2, Okonkwo, Moore, Alex, and Ray, each with 2 fouls. Caldwell double just over the top pass.
Great decision by Caldwell, and just a really good pin by Terry, right in the lower block. You know, it's interesting to watch Brooks handle the ball, Caldwell play off the ball, can be a little more attacking, you know, and Coach Whitaker talked about going small. There's some appeal to getting Caldwell off the ball and letting her make those kinds of plays on a second reception.
Yeah, I mean, she attracts all that attention.
Yeah.
Jada Terry, her first bucket of the day. And drew a foul, but paid for it there at Butts.
Yeah, Butts is just so quick, and she's so confident. She got off to a great start, had a good first quarter. So now when she's getting space, she's just going straight to the lane.
CookTaylor, Garantes, Bright, and Brewer each with 2 fouls for Texas Tech. Butts 3 for 4 from the stripe today.
It's exactly the type of game I thought it would be. You know, I was asked several times what I thought about this game. I said I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a game of streaks where both teams are going to get a little ahead, a little back. And right now we're looking at a 30-29 game. TCU coming back and grabbing hold of the lead.
Yeah, and TCU's doing it with their defense. They haven't had a field goal in the last 3 minutes, but they've been converting from the free throw line, specifically Jada Butts.
Yeah. No, well said. I think it's been a defensive movement that has really brought them the lead.
CookTaylor had room. Ramirez looking for direction from Peebley.
Yeah. Coach Peebley's put the ball in Ramirez's hands quite a bit here in this stretch right now. She's brought him into offense.
Peebley looking for a foul there, doesn't get it.
Yeah, she's wanting a hold. That's sign right
Yep.
there. I know
that's
that.
Not a hug.
That's coaching nonverbal communication to the officials. It was a hold. It was a hold. It's part of our handbook.
Is that right?
Coaches. Yeah.
Written in secret and
It is.
visible ink.
It is. Yeah. Only coaches have it, and only for a short period of time.
On a napkin. Got it.
There you go.
Mercedes Caldwell fighting through frogs.
Yeah. Great congestion by TCU. You know, Caldwell wanting to be aggressive, could not get in the lane, created an off-balance shot. Oh boy.
Ramirez for 3. Left alone, she goes to work.
Oh, she's dynamite. She's another great catch and shoot player. And you can see it setting up right there. They just drew enough attention to the strong side. Great skip to Ramirez. Ramirez is fun to watch. She can really score.
And a finish on the other side now for the Lady Raiders. Within 3, less than a minute remaining. Timeout is called. Final minute strategy. TCU up by 3 after trailing early by 7. Welcome back. TCU and Texas Tech, final day of Big 12 regular season women's basketball action. First half coming to a close. TCU has done it from the stripe in part 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Both teams lighting it up from beyond the arc. Under a minute to play in the first half. Inside, batted away.
Boy, it's an important period right here. Who's going to come in with a little momentum? TCU with the ball. Going to have to create late in this shot clock.
3 seconds remaining. Okomolafe needs to get the shot off. I don't know if she saw the clock. Time has expired.
Well, keep an eye right here on Caldwell. This is probably a play call that's going to get her involved either in the pick and roll or some opportunity to attack defense in this situation. Brooks is probably going to handle it.
So Grayson Bright goes out. Garantes comes in. Brooks back with her. And to your point, eye on Rasay Caldwell. Frog right on her shoulder.
Keep an eye on her here. They're going to use a lot of the shot clock would be my guess. But you get down to that lower shot clock, you're probably going to see number 4 with the basketball. You can see her position right now.
Ramirez given the task of guarding. Caldwell taking a good look at the shot clock. Everybody knows. Sets the pick, tries to break free. Brooks is going to take it to the rack. No foul called. And Ramirez got to get it in the air. A successful defensive possession for TCU as Caldwell unable to get free. Brooks tries to get to the hole, and TCU will go into the half with a 3-point lead. Texas Tech led early. 15 points off the bench, though, for TCU, the difference in the first half. Let's go down
Coach,
to Dan with Coach Whitaker.
Coach, we got a real back and forth affair here. Your observations of the first half.
You know, when we're playing in the flow, I think we look really good offensively. We had a lot of wasted possessions, just the ball sticking, not moving, not attacking like we need to. I think as long as we stay in the flow, we'll be fine. And missed a few assignments defensively, but for the most part, I thought we guarded okay.
Thank you much. Appreciate it, Coach. Back to you, Anne-Marie.
Thank you so much, Dan. And we're going to step away for a break in this first half. The action was fast and furious. In the end, TCU owning the defensive boards, and that made all the difference. Big 12 women's basketball on Fox Sports at the half. TCU up by 3 over Texas Tech. Hi, everybody. Anne-Marie Anderson alongside two-time WNBA Coach of the Year, Dan Hughes. Coach, TCU trailed by 7 at the end of the first quarter. What changed things for them the second?
I think it was all defensively. I think they made a stand to keep the ball in front of them and play out of their defense. Of course, some turnovers, they got some runouts, and I thought it all started with better defense in the second quarter.
Well, of course, these two teams will see each other again just in a few days in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. Let's look back at last year. Baylor, the winning shot, capturing the tournament title again over Texas.
Boy, they have, and they're poised again, the #1 seed going into that. Texas probably in the #2 position. You know, that setting up for a great tournament.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be incredible, and you'll be able to catch all that tournament action. Well, in fact, we'll show you the TV schedule. First round Friday on Fox College Sports, and then the quarterfinals, the AM session on Saturday, the PM session 7 o'clock. Those are on Fox Sports Network. The semifinals Sunday on FS1, and the championship Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. FS1, will Baylor be in it again when it comes down to the end? When we come back, we'll talk more about this game. Will TCU continue to drive the action, or will Texas Tech answer back? Unlike this one, I didn't get a ticket, though. TCU leading Texas Tech by 3 at the half. Dan, you talked about TCU's defensive energy. They have also been sharing the ball and moving it around well.
Well, they love to be in motion. And when they can play out of their defense or when they can hard cut, look at that cut right there. Just a great finish coming down. Now they're in transition. That's when they're really special coming out. But their ball movement's been good. They've been able to feed the post from the high position. Good work inside. Really good. But Caldwell's been the answer at the other end. Her with Brooks has been really amazing. She has such range. You got to guard her so far away, but if you do, she can play on the bounce. She is very capable of putting it on a hip and getting it right in the lane. Caldwell's a primetime player. Good matchup, good game.
You've also mentioned to me during the break that you're impressed with what Jaden Butts has done for the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, I have. Butts, to me, has been the wild card. She's been able to, when they needed a play, she would make a strong drive. She attacked the defense. She had a great start and continued it right into the second quarter, getting herself to the line, too.
Laren Brooks also being impactful for the Lady Raiders, 7 points, 2 rebounds. Will the Lady Raiders be able to come back and get work done on their home floor? TCU got hot at the end of the first half.
Are we good? Coach, the second quarter, I thought your defense stepped up. What were some of the keys?
Well, I think transition defense was a lot better, and what helped that is better offense. We took better shots. We got the ball to the rim. We got some good post-up opportunities, and that set us up. And we're going to need to do that again this quarter.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, Dan.
Back to you, Anne-Marie.
Got it?
Coach, the second quarter, I thought your defense stepped up. What were some?
Welcome back. Third quarter action about to start moments ago. Dan spoke with Coach Pebley of TCU.
Coach, the second quarter, I thought your defense stepped up. What were some of the keys?
Well, I think transition defense was a lot better, and what helped that is better offense. We took better shots. We got the ball to the rim. We got some good post-up opportunities, and that set us up. And we're going to need to do that again this quarter.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Coach. Back.
So Coach Peebley talking about what TCU needed to do. Dan, what's your assessment of third quarter, what needs to happen right away?
Well, I think, both teams have had, for example, a quarter where I think they played to what they want to do. Now they had a chance to talk about it. Now you've got less foul situations, and so it's going to be interesting for me to watch. But I think it's going to be a lot about who wants to guard. When TCU guarded, they went to a different level. Texas Tech has got an opportunity here to step up. If you want to guard in this game, I think you can get some points out of your defense.
Well, other action going along in the Big 12 right now, Baylor and Oklahoma. Baylor doubling up on Oklahoma, 29-14 rebound advantage.
Yeah, Baylor's gone through some little ebb and flow, but boy, with their depth, it's just interesting. They seem to be kind of a little bit on an incline as the season ends. Certainly in the second half of that Texas game, carried it over Saturday, now coming into this. They're a team that has such depth. They're going to be an interesting team to watch in the Big 12 tournament when you got to play multiple days.
Well, and Baylor in that first half shooting 6 of 12 from beyond the arc, 50% from beyond the arc. That's tough for Oklahoma.
Yeah, but don't count Oklahoma out. Sherry Cole does a masterful job. I got a feeling that halftime speech will cause a couple things to change for Oklahoma.
Meanwhile, Torrey Thompson trying to get through. 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Plenty of room.
Good defensive possession for the Lady Raiders right there. Really stayed in multiple hard drive situations. Now they've got an opportunity to get the second half started in a Lady Raider way.
CookTaylor feed inside. Great patience, not finish, loose ball. And making it right is J.D. Terry.
He did. Terry made a tough catch. Had to go in a crowd to pull it out, but look at the running of the floor.
And Okonkwo pumps fake finish.
Yeah, Okonkwo in motion is just, she plays like she's 6'5", and she ran the floor hard right there, hard.
Brooks. Looking for space. Maybe to draw the foul. She was patient.
Yeah, TCU is really identifying Caldwell off the ball. Boy, they are just really not leaving much space. They know you can't approach her, or by approach I mean have to cover space up into guarding her. You got to be with her the whole time. It's hard. Right now, Texas Tech's having a little trouble getting her open.
CookTaylor takes a shot. 15-footer's good.
Yeah, the senior, a little step back right there. Both teams coming out in this third quarter ready to score.
Coming around, Okonkwo butts. And again, it's Okonkwo. Doesn't fall, but draws the foul.
Yeah, Okonkwo positioning on the weak side. She's so strong. Gets in the lane, doesn't get the finish, but look at, she just gets in a crowd and gets herself in a position. I mean, that was basically all Lady Raider players, but she found an angle with her mobility, and her mobility is absolutely her key.
Brittany Brewer coming in for the Lady Raiders. More length brought in, 6'5", a freshman from Texas.
And I think that's in part to deal with the free throw shooter we're looking at. She's starting to come out in the third quarter and having a presence in the Horned Frog attack.
And Okonkwo now at double-figure scoring, 10 points. The third leading scorer on this team. And he's had 14 double-figure scoring games, including this one. Mid-range doesn't go. Now Butts looking at her options. She's got Ramirez on a wing. Whoops. Tripped up.
Got it back.
Kiana Ray.
See, TCU very aggressive, but you look at that play, Coach Peebley, but all that action happened on one side of the floor. Where their aggressive nature, to me, is when they get the ball in the middle of the floor, they get it swung. And then all of a sudden, you spread the defense out so much, there's so many angles to get in the lane, or if they're not in a position that they can finish from three.
Rasay Caldwell, little shimmy shake, takes it to the rack herself.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got a kind of a clever north-south drive about her. You know, she kind of gets you on your hip and then just goes directly at the basket.
Ivonne CookTaylor.
And she exactly the same description. But CookTaylor is just so fun to watch finish. She just elevates so well into her jump shot.
AJ Alex, nice pass into Okonkwo. Collapsed upon by the Lady Raiders. CookTaylor gets it free.
And that's the size. Had to deal with size for the first time with Brewer in the game.
Butts goes around, finds a path, but nothing falling right now for TCU. The Frogs are scoreless in the last just under 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The size of Brewer inside, I think, has had a factor in the finishing ability for the Horned Frogs. You know, she's just got enough 6'5". She's just got enough length. She can't readily just drive it into the lane and finish with her. Her presence has, I think, affected 2 possessions now. Interesting out of bounds play. Keep an eye on Caldwell here.
Catch and shoot for CookTaylor. Rebound straight into Jordan Moore.
Yeah. Coach Peebley has rewarded Ramirez, got her started in the second half, put the ball in her hand a lot more as the game went on.
Foul is on Brewer. Both teams having some trouble shooting of late. Texas Tech won for their last 5.
Yeah.
TCU, it's been over 2 minutes, coming up on 2.5 minutes since they scored. So defensive stops, check.
Yeah, Brewer dealing with a little foul trouble here.
Yeah, for Brewer, it's her 3rd. Ball stays with the Horned Frogs. As Oklahoma gets up gingerly.
Crowd didn't necessarily like that.
Katie Whitaker trying to get the information across to the Lady Raiders. I don't know if they saw her.
Changed defensively, I think. You know, it's to me they're in the man-to-man now.
Inside, and Alex with the finish.
Well, Alex has a real stop-and-go movement to her. When she really accelerates, she covers ground. That was a hard cut for the basket.
CookTaylor reverses pace. Nice finish, Jada Terry.
Yeah. Terry doing a good job of rebounding the backside. Offensive rebounds, very important for both teams.
The foul away from the ball. Jordan Moore tied up with Jada Terry. For Jordan Moore, that's her 3rd. She's going to sit down as Willie comes back in for the Frogs.
quick double to Terry. Quick double. It's just a great job of north-south, little left-hand finish. The senior making sure this is a memorable game for her.
Listen up, fans. It's time for the High Five Camp presented by High Five Pizza. Show us your best high five for a chance to win some free pizza.
Back at United Supermarkets Arena, TCU and Texas Tech. Right before the break, Kiana Ray picked up her 4th foul. Take a look at it.
Yeah, just quick double right here. Great post cut. Ray she's looking like, I'm not sure that's a foul. But it was, and that's her 4th. She's gonna have to sit down.
Texas Tech, Ivonne CookTaylor.
Great play coming out of the baseline, out of bounds. Really well run. Thought CookTaylor really did a great job of moving without the ball, using screening action to get open.
Yeah, CookTaylor, 6 points in this 3rd quarter. And the answer back. And so Rasay Caldwell, ball in her hands. Neither Caldwell nor Brooks has scored in this quarter. Caldwell with the assist. What's been hindering Caldwell's scoring ability?
Well, I don't think she, I think TCU talked about finding her, and I don't think she's used the structure of her offense, the screens, the misdirections to take advantage of. They're really overplaying her, not wanting her to catch it in a position to attack them defensively. And she's going to have to use the structure of her offense a little bit and take advantage of that overplay, either with screening or cutting. And we're talking about, pretty good game. Brooks really hasn't gotten going in the second half either for Texas Tech. And those are 2 key scorers from the first half, 2 leading scorers, but yet Lady Raiders right there.
Well, and as you're talking, Dan, about pretty good game, we already know that these 2 are going to face each other in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. So seeding's really not a massive issue here, but what do you get out of a win today?
Well, you get a feeling of playing good basketball. And I know that sounds cliche, but if you haven't won a lot, and you find you put some things together, it's amazing the clarity that you feel as a player or as a coach, you know, as you get ready for that next one. And that's what playing good basketball does for you. And it's a building process. It builds momentum, and this is something that neither team has really had, especially in the second half of the Big 12 season, and that's momentum.
I like the way you put it when we were chatting before the game, saying even the coffee tastes better when you get a win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you wake up in the morning and, you know, the sunrise looks better. Your coffee goes down so much better.
Meanwhile, TCU had some shots here rattling around the rim. Nothing falling on that, so stops by Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Can they convert on the other end? Brooks still looking for her first bucket of the second half.
Yeah.
Loose ball. Loose ball. Kick ball there. Ball will go with the Horned Frogs.
I'll tell you, both teams playing really hard. I mean, a credit to both of them pursuing good basketball, but there's a loose ball. All right, here's another loose ball on the floor, on the floor, on the floor. You know, players wanting that. This is a game that both teams, I think, value because they want to feel good about themselves. They want to play basketball in a way that's winning, and they both are pursuing it. And right now, we got a good basketball game.
Okonkwo tries to spin and loses it. CookTaylor on the move. Plenty of frogs there, but CookTaylor able to draw the foul.
She covers ground good. CookTaylor took the ball from basically foul line extended. You see in her movement, she's basically outrunning the Horned Frogs. Draws the foul in the lane. Yeah, she got some momentum going behind her. Woo! 12 points, 6 for 12 from the line. This is their last game in this building. You know, seniors, it's been interesting to watch. Over the weekend, I've watched several games where you see the seniors play their last game in that regard. And I've seen some great performances, and I've seen some performances that haven't been so great. So I think it draws a lot of emotion. I think CookTaylor's handled it quite nicely.
Yeah, I mean, that is the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of whether you, in that moment, get caught up in the emotion, or CookTaylor putting up her 16th double-digit scoring game of the season. She got 14 points, double that of some of the other players on the team. Loose ball again. Chase for Brooks. Stop, pop.
I tell you, Brooks just hustled, and it led to a three. She just hustled. She didn't just say, well, it's going out of bounds, it's our ball. She hustled, and it led to a three. You just love seeing reward for that kind of extra effort.
That was her first bucket of the second half, and it was a big one. Ramirez now for three.
Boy, the freshman just answering a big three.
Texas Tech taking the lead.
Yeah, just a great job. Look at the hustle here. She couldn't just let it go out of bounds, but not squares up, knocks a three, extra efforts.
Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Positive Coaching Alliance and its mission to develop better athletes, better people, by working to provide all youth and high school athletes a positive character-building sports experience. Visit foxsportsupports.com to learn more. TCU and Texas Tech locked up, just a 1-point game as the third quarter starting to wind down, 2 minutes remaining. Turnovers, a big problem early, and certainly the Lady Raiders capitalizing on the 14 Horned Frogs turnovers.
Oh, absolutely. And you're seeing TCU jump into a zone right now. And this is an opportunity for Caldwell to kind of get off the mark a little bit in the second half. She can work here to find some space. She could really impact.
2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And what a shot it was from Grayson Bright.
Bright just right place, right time, and good angle on that bank.
Grayson Bright has taken one shot in this game, and that was it. AJ Alex answers back, and that's what we've seen today. Every time somebody hits a big shot, the opponent does too.
Ramirez just did that off of Brooks's, and give AJ credit on that. She really came off with stagger on the backside. By stagger, I mean 2 screens to really get open. You know, just kind of a step back and just had some angle. I think she's enjoyed that. The 5 from Caldwell, getting back on defense.
Texas Tech 5 of 9 from beyond the arc today, 67%.
Yeah, Brewer, an area she's got to work as she looks down the road is that ability to get, she's going to get fouled in her career, and that ability to be a consistent free throw shooter. You can see it right there, still an area she's not strong in, but she's got a lot of other attributes that's going to lead her to get to the foul line a whole bunch for her career is over.
Yeah, Texas Tech as a team just shooting 55% from the strikes today, so lots of opportunities for them left at the table.
Yeah, missed opportunities.
But
good defensive possession for the Lady Raiders.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Garantes spins, falls back. Caldwell going to inbound. 26 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Yeah, look for them to maybe be a little bit patient here. Look at the player kind of positioning with Caldwell. They are everywhere she goes. They really, the Horned Frogs have paid special attention to create no separation between the defender and her.
And it has worked. Caldwell has not scored in the third quarter. And as soon as you say it, she takes a 3 again. Just defense right up in her grill.
Yeah, just no separation, no space. You know, and what Rashay Caldwell's got to understand is she's going to have to do some things without the ball so that she can do some things with the ball. And right that third quarter right now, TCU's really made it difficult on her. But Texas Tech, pretty good quarter.
Yeah, Texas Tech up by 1. Caldwell hasn't scored. They have been able to share the ball well, and they're hitting it from beyond the arc, 50% from three-point line for Texas Tech.
Texas, does it, other than just winning another game? It doesn't affect the seeding, does it?
I don't think so. But, I mean, again, another win over a top 25 team for the NCAA tournament.
No.
And it would make the coffee taste better.
Absolutely. It's pretty damn important that the coffee tastes good, too.
Yeah,
I just got to tell you.
I mean, if we can nail this fourth quarter, I might go get a cup just to see. Keep me up all night.
Yeah, I can't do it now. But in the morning, you could have one more. It'll just go down a hell of a lot smoother.
Based on their performance or our performance? You'll let me know after the game.
Either one works.
Okay. See all the first half because stuff hasn't changed for these guys. Game summary from Lubbock, Texas. The Horned Frogs trailing the Lady Raiders by 1. Dan, in the third quarter, what do you think stood out to you the most?
Well, it's real back and forth fair. Answers, threes and answers. But I thought Texas Tech stepped up defensively. And I thought it was important, and they went inside to Jada Terry. Terry just did a great job of making a couple hustle plays. I love this one right here. Multiple efforts to catch it. Gets it in there, and that's exactly, here she is working on the backside. That gave them paint points, which really helped their attack.
Meanwhile, you mentioned you say Caldwell did not score in the third quarter, but Ivonne CookTaylor has. She's at 16 points now as CookTaylor. 12 of them have come in the second half.
And you just like seeing her, in her last performance. She's going to have a memory of a good basketball game. She's been real good in this basketball game.
Yeah, her last regular season performance, her last performance here in Lubbock. But these two teams will face each other again in just a few days in the first round of the Big 12 tournament.
Well, interesting right here. TCU has been able to answer the runs. Didn't get inbounds.
Well, turnovers have been a big issue.
Interesting watching Brooks and Caldwell. That's something Coach Whitaker can think about a little bit. That starting them and having them play off of each other has had some moments that you feel like could help.
Yeah, and to your point, to remind people, Brooks not usually a starter, not always a starter, but Candy Whitaker telling us beforehand that she wanted to go with that lineup. She said that she's gone with the 4-guard lineup before in this season, but we'll see what they do in tournament time.
Yeah, CookTaylor goes to the 3, and she's pretty quick there. It's a hard matchup. Yeah, centered the ball after some action. Just a great drive in there. Got the ball in the middle of the floor. A lot of good things can happen on dribble drives. 2 feet in the lane and getting a shot off. You can see, yep.
Brooks at the line shooting. The foul's on Tori Thompson. It's her 4th.
Foul trouble creeping up in this basketball game. Both ends.
Yeah, Keanu Ray's been sitting most of the third quarter. It's still sitting 4th.
Pretty key time right here for TCU. Down 8, biggest separation we've seen. Pretty key time right here.
TCU has won the last 4 meetings between these two teams. Turnover. Brooks, just Alex in front of her.
See, and you can see some confidence building in the Lady Raiders. coming out of their defense. Another steal right here. Now able to attack and play in transition. Lady Raiders playing the best basketball of this game.
The swing as Texas Tech now 8 up by 8. Texas Tech trailed at the half. Third quarter action was big. Fourth quarter continuing along the same path.
It's time for Raider Red's lucky section, and that means if your section is picked, you win. So make some noise for Raider Red, or if you got some Raising Cane's. By the close of business tomorrow, buy any Cane's chicken finger combo, get a second absolutely free. It's Raider Red's lucky section presented by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Ivonne CookTaylor, excuse me, ripping it up in this game, 18 points.
They're just creating all kinds of different situations to score from. A 2-foot stop here. How about offensive rebound, fall away, knocking it down. Little step back action. Sure, I got that in my arsenal. She's an example where I think the women's game's going. More and more players can go get their own shot. Mom's got to be proud. Look at her right there.
Lois Correa, mom, here for Ivonne CookTaylor's final home game at United Supermarkets Arena here in Lubbock, Texas.
It's not easy being a parent watching your child play. I mean, it is joyous, but you're also anxious for them. You want them to play well. You want the team to win. And right now, the Lady Raiders are making the whole family happy with what they're doing.
10-point lead in the fourth quarter at home. TCU led at the half. Dan, what's gone wrong for them in this half? Texas Tech playing well, but for TCU, what's not happening?
Well, they haven't valued the ball quite the same, and they haven't had the ability to offensively. The ball movements changed. They seem to be playing in an aggressive state, but the ball's not crossing the floor, going in and out. And all the types of things that they were doing. They had such wonderful spacing in the first half, and they have really struggled defensively to put a quarter like they did in the second.
And Texas Tech shooting 46% from the floor, 50% from beyond the arc. CookTaylor, when you're feeling it, keep going.
Yeah, this is a TCU team that can score, but right now they're finishing. They haven't played with a rhythm much here in the third quarter or the early fourth.
Caldwell's going to get called for that foul. You know, and to cap an earlier point we were talking about, Caldwell has not scored in this half, but she has attracted so much attention that all the other Lady Raiders have had freedom.
Exclamation point on that point. That's it. That's it. So all of a sudden Brooks and Yvonne and different people have more space, and they've taken advantage of it.
Yeah, so important. Never shows up on the stat sheet. But you look at Caldwell's intensity in this game. She is locked in. She's directing people as always.
Well, and look with our Gardner. They're constantly extended, which creates angles and space for others.
Yeah, her value has been enormous. Brooks coming in.
And Brooks has taken advantage of it. She kind of, you know, felt her way in the third quarter a little bit, but boy, ever since that hustle three, you can just see she has just gone to another level.
Jada Butts on her shoulder. And fouls her. For Butts, it's her first.
And it's her defense has really led to it, and her hustle. Look at her right here. You know, she's after it. Great hands, able to play in transition. You know, you can see she's got good hands. She reached with the proper hand, had two hands on that situation. But to me, it all started when she ran down that loose ball. You know, it's funny, if players will do something physical in another part of their game, then the skill starts to come out. She just ran so hard for that loose ball, knocked the three down, and since that, she's just been an offensive machine.
Offense leaded to defense and back again. We looked at that steal, 9 steals by the Lady Raiders today. 17 turnovers for the Horned Frogs. And the foul again on Mercedes Caldwell. I think it was when she ran into Okonkwo there.
Yeah, they don't, you can hear the fans don't necessarily like that call. I do like the way the officials are instructed in college basketball on the ball. There's no gray area. They have to make some calls.
Durantes foul.
Yeah, you're looking at TCU. Now all of a sudden now you're down 14 in the game. It's really been back and forth in one possession type of things. You can see Coach Peevely talking there. How do you get back in? Well, you get back in by the foul line. You get back in by offensive rebounds. You get back in by multiple possessions, by speeding them up or turning them over. And so it's going to come down to them amping up defensively in a lot of ways. And really they haven't in the second half. They did in the second quarter. And they're going to have to get back to that kind of stance defensively.
When TCU gets to the foul line, they have made the most of it. They're 80% today, 12 and 15. And for Kiana Ray, her 5th foul. She's in just briefly. She's going to sit down for the rest of the day.
Here it comes in. It's just interesting. Anytime you have a downward motion, you're banking on the official really getting a good view of whether that was arm or whether that was ball. Upward motion, not so much. Downward motion, you're trusting the official's got a good look at it.
Wow, the strength of Caldwell on the pass. CookTaylor.
Yeah, she's got some real skill about her, and she's got some great vision.
Ramirez for 3, knocked it down.
I love Ramirez. I just love her toughness. I love how she can knock a shot down. I mean, she's playing.
CookTaylor reaches 20 points on senior day.
Yeah, she's making the most of these last few minutes on here and playing in Lubbock.
Caldwell, Ramirez in front of her, looking to see who she's got at a wing. And her first bucket of the second half.
Yeah, 2 players that I got a feeling have played together quite a bit in summer, so both from San Antonio. But Caldwell, she's really got a change of speeds. You can see she gets the defense kind of to relax just a bit and then goes to a different speed.
Caldwell's defense there interrupting.
Say's Caldwell's first basket of the second half, but that wonderful change of space. You can see she got Ramirez just a little bit on her heels, then went for that next acceleration. And to your point, Caldwell did a pretty good job, even though she wasn't scoring. She did a great job of staying within the structure offensively, and her presence on the court gave space for some of the other players to make a lot of plays in the third, fourth quarter.
Yeah, Texas Tech just feeling good all along. You can read it all on Caldwell's face. A 7-0 run for the Lady Raiders.
Well, that's been a real ticket for the Horned Frogs, and that's something they needed to go back to. That diving action in the middle of the floor to a post player, and the ability to feed and finish in that kind of spacing.
For Texas Tech, they played Baylor on Saturday. That's always a tough game for everybody. To get a game like this where they're playing successfully, where they've made big improvements, 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Caldwell inside, shot clock expires.
Good play. Caldwell made a good play right there. That's a play Brewers got to learn to catch and keep high and finish. Pretty good low shot clock play, but you know, to your point, you know, Texas Tech has really stepped up in this game. But my experience is, there's a drive. Every game is unique. So what happens on Friday, you'd think, was it going to be like this? My experience, you have no idea. Friday will have its own uniqueness. It'll have its own kind of destiny. And you got to get there, drive yourself to Oklahoma City, find yourself a good seat and watch it, because it may be totally different.
Yeah, going into that, if this kind of a score holds, they'll be split going into that in the season. Yeah. TCU took the first meeting. Texas Tech looking good in the fourth quarter here. Yeah. Still loads of time though, 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah. Well, in a tournament play, they'll get a chance to, you know, get themselves to Oklahoma City, but both these teams are going to be challenged to win a championship. They're going to have to win on 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a rare feat that will be out in front of both of these teams.
Yeah, and the next round after these two face each other, the winner of this matchup then faces Baylor.
Yeah.
Ramirez set it up for TCU. Alex for 3, nothing but net.
That's the flow that the Horned Frogs are just comfortable in right there, but they've had a hard time getting in that kind of flow here in the second half.
Batted away clean. Durante's down.
Running the floor right there, going up. You can see her grab her knee in that situation. It's always a concerning moment when any player goes down and grabs their knee in that kind of fashion.
Durante's a true freshman.
Yeah.
Out of Bellport, New York.
And then this is a young Texas Tech team, you know, really only one senior. And so a lot of these players are back. And a team that started out the Big 12 season pretty good, 3-2 at one point. And had really been successful on this court that they're playing well on tonight.
Durantes is going to go the other way, being helped out of the arena or off the floor.
Yeah, we're going to hope that she's going to be okay. 3 minutes and 21 seconds. You got a 12-point game.
Not an impossible feat. TCU has the ball here.
A TCU team that can shoot the three very well, and that's the best way, of course, to make up that kind of a deficit. Today, 35% from beyond the arc. And a foul on the shot.
Yeah, that's the one thing the Lady Raiders do not want to do is foul in this situation where the clock stopped and the team gets a chance to put points on the board.
Moore is going to shoot 2. And the 2017 Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Championship is set for this Friday through next Monday at the Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma City. Full and single session tickets are now on sale at big12sports.com/buy tickets or at the Chesapeake Energy Arena box office. No doubt the action will be intense for the Big 12 tournament. This game is any indication, this next matchup between these two teams will not disappoint. It's been a great game.
Yeah, Texas Tech kind of going into a time and score situation. Up 12 here. They're going to use the shot clock. You can see ball moving across the floor, trying to get Caldwell open.
Caldwell trying to make it work, and now TCU, just over 3 minutes remaining, trailing by 11 for 3. Comes up short. Rebound positioning. And there's a big grab by Olabodi.
Yeah. Good look for the Horned Frogs right there. Didn't knock it down, but now Texas Tech has got a chance here to use the foul line to kind of solidify the scoring they will need to keep the separation where it's at. Coach Whitaker assisting the officials on her angle of what she probably thought was a foul.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Assisting.
She's being helpful?
She's being helpful. She's being helpful.
Good to know. It's all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
Vociferously assisting. Not insisting, assisting.
Knock the free throw down. But you know, talking about the tournament in Oklahoma City, it is such a great environment downtown Oklahoma City with the Bricktown and just so many places to not only you enjoy the games, but you enjoy the downtown area. One of my favorite downtowns.
Loose ball, big grab for TCU. 2.5 minutes. Okonkwo, the turnover.
You see, Alex has got to understand, you know, kind of in that situation, let her run, let her move. She wasn't, you know, your post player is not in a position to really do anything because of defense. You see her working hard for the ball, but you got to see defense as well.
How about that? Caldwell having some trouble getting it in, bounces it off, the knee recovers.
Yeah, they're going to wait it out, probably put Brooks in a pick and roll situation.
8 seconds. And a turnover the other way.
Yeah.
But chewed up plenty of clock. 20 seconds chewed up there. Ramirez for 3.
Here comes the Brooks is going to handle it, put it in the low shot clock situation. Play for Say Caldwell being resourceful here. Can't get it in, can't get it in. Okay. Kind of go off a defender.
Versay Caldwell, just in her first year for Texas Tech, sat out last year after transferring from UCLA.
Yeah.
So many gifts Caldwell has, 17 double-figure scoring games, now 18, including this one. Also all Big 12 academic team. Shows that big brain and her basketball IQ as well, of course.
Yeah, I think the two go together. You know, and and it's an interesting situation with her father on the staff too. I never had the pleasure to coach my child, but it's just an interesting when you actually get to coach your own child. And Ray Caldwell, part of the staff here at Texas Tech.
So A.J. Alex there, this is her 5th foul. There's Ray Caldwell.
Yeah.
Very successful AAU coach out of San Antonio, highly successful. A family of basketball blood. His daughter, Ray Caldwell, at the line. Well, the Frogs and the Lady Raiders will be the 8 and 9 seeds. Meet Friday at 6 p.m. in the first round of the Big 12 tournament.
That'll be the day where your chance to advance. Alex fouled out. Did you like my Buddy Holly reference there?
Yeah, I did. That'll be the day.
I just had to get it in there. You're in Lubbock, the birthplace of Buddy Holly, and I just had to get Buddy Holly in this broadcast somehow right there. And so
I will acknowledge that, but you didn't like my From Here to Eternity for Eternity Will. I mean,
I know.
It's a one-way street.
I'm a music guy, but Friday will be the game that will give a chance for a team to advance. And it'll be interesting because there's a uniqueness to this experience, having had this game and then the one that's about to happen on Friday.
Ramirez and Caldwell talked just a little bit there. You mentioned earlier, both from San Antonio.
Oh yeah, I would have no doubt they've had AAU experience together.
Final minute of the final game of the regular season. Feed to Okonkwo.
Yeah. It'll be interesting because both teams will take a look at this tape. Both teams will have some days to prepare where they really didn't have a lot to prepare for this. And you have the tournament aspect. And it's just fun to win in the tournament. You go get a win in the tournament, you get up the next day, you got a chance to go get another one. And the Big 12 tournament is a culmination of a lot of good teams in one spot.
Hitting the 3 towards the end of the game. Bodie. The shot will fall for Danielle Rainey as well. And it's until we meet again. TCU and Texas Tech split their regular season matchups. Tech on top in this one.
Yeah, Texas Tech had, I think, coming out of halftime, really dug in defensively in the third quarter. Kind of got some momentum, got a slight lead, but boy, in the fourth quarter, just were able to create out of their turnovers. I thought they did a great job of being able to score in various ways, including in the paint consistently.
Let's take a look at the bracket updated a little bit here. And so Texas Tech and TCU, the 8 and 9 seeds. The winner of this matchup on Friday will face Baylor. Of course, Baylor with a bye, first round bye.
Yeah, they're going to be sitting there waiting, but always an opportunity. Kansas State, Iowa State, really excited for that game. Iowa State playing so well here, really making a strong case, not only to move up the seeding, but also from an NCAA standpoint, making a strong statement for another Big 12 team being in the tournament.
Kansas State made a nice push against Texas today. Came up a little bit short, but K-State having played very strong. And so in this game, Texas Tech came out on top. Points off turnovers, 21 points off of TCU's 18 turnovers. Our final score, Texas Tech 79, TCU 64. Join us Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox College Sports for the first round of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship from Oklahoma City. For my partner, Dan Hughes, and our fantastic Fox Sports crew, I'm Anne-Marie Anderson. You have been watching Big 12 Women's Hoops on Fox Sports, your home for Big 12 sports.
TCU